Okay, I think this is live now. Uh, Hello, guys. I just want to set this up. Okay. I do it. I like to have a recording as well so I can send that after the whole live feed. How y'all doing today? Namaste. Love you all. Um, okay. Let's kick this off. All right, everyone. How you doing? Harris Mamodu here, Stone Just Real in the house. Peace, love, and joy and bliss to you all. This is another episode of Evolution from Within. So I got like two cameras. I'm looking at them as we go. So I'm going to start. There's this video that I want us to watch. This is from Dr. Joe Dispenza, and it's about your own evolution, how you could change yourself to, what you would like to become, the best of you that you would like for yourself. So this is your own self-realization, how you can get into manifesting the type of life that you would like to be living, and the type of environment, the type of reality that you want, that you want to have. And just like my book says, The Power of Dreams, how you can achieve your dreams, how you can manifest these type of things. And Dr. Joe Dispenza is an expert in things like that, and they've done a lot of studies. They've done meditation groups. They've seen people actually changing themselves. They do this through quantum healing. He has many talks about quantum leaps, where you could actually change the whole psychology and actually go to your subconscious and reprogram your subconscious. So there's a lot of programming that we have been exposed to since we were born, and this is how do we live this life. What are our belief systems? Is it seeing is believe? As I said the last episode, mine turned into believing is seeing, whereby I had to start feeling whatever it was. I had to become that vibration before I started seeing it in reality. Meanwhile, my belief system before that was I have to see it first before I believe it. And it worked a bit, but it was like giving me 5 or 10% until I changed the whole dynamics and reprogrammed myself to believe in a seeing. And you to manifest, you have to, this is the same thing with on the religious sect, with prayers, you want to go to where the answers are, and you want to kind of stay and dine with God, and to have this thanksgiving and appreciation and gratitude that God has already granted that, and then you act and you feel as if that is already there, where you are actually trusting your faith. You trust in God, or however you want to put it. The scientists will say the quantum world. You're trusting that your subconscious now has a new programming, and this new programming is helping you to excuse me, my lighting. It's helping you to change into the new reality that you would prefer to change to. So this is where we are. Without further ado, I think I'm going to start playing this video for you while I fix up my light, so you guys can share the first few minutes of this. Okay, here we go.
Listen closely. Right now, in this very moment, your life is about to change. Your whole existence, everything you've become, everything you are, and everything you'll ever be comes down to one thing: the conversation you're having with yourself right now. That voice inside your head, the one that's been telling you what you can and can't do, what's possible and impossible, that's the key to your transformation. Let me tell you something extraordinary about your brain. Every single thought you think creates a biochemical reaction in your body. Every single word you say to yourself fires and wires specific neural networks in your brain. When you wake up each morning and tell yourself, I'm not good enough or I can't do this, you're not just having a thought. You're programming your neural circuitry to create that exact reality. Here's what's fascinating. So your brain can't tell the difference between what's happening in your environment and what you're thinking about. That's why when you change your thoughts, you literally change your brain structure. This isn't philosophy. This is pure neuroscience. Your thoughts are that powerful. I'm going to share with you a challenge that will revolutionize your life in just 3 days. 3 days, that's all it takes to start rewiring your brain for success. But let me be clear. These won't be ordinary days. These will be days of conscious, deliberate self-talk that will shake the very foundation of your reality. You see, most people live their entire lives on autopilot, letting their past program their future. They wake up with the same thoughts, which trigger the same emotions, which drive the same behaviors, creating the same experiences day after day after day. But you're about to break that cycle. When you change how you speak to yourself, you change your brain. When you change your brain, you change your energy. When you change your energy, you change your life. It's that simple and it's that profound. Think about them. Every great achievement in human history started with someone telling themselves yes when the world was saying no. Every breakthrough, every innovation, every triumph began with an inner dialogue that defied the current reality. The stakes couldn't be higher. Right now, you're either reinforcing your limitations or breaking through them. You're either programming your brain for success or programming it for more of the same. There's no middle ground. Your self-talk is either elevating you or holding you back. In these next 3 days, you're going to learn how to become the architect of your destiny through the precise and purposeful use of your inner dialogue. You're going to understand how to speak to yourself in a way that literally changes the circuitry of your brain, alters your body's chemistry, and transforms your personal reality. This isn't about positive thinking. This is about neural reconstruction. This isn't about temporary motivation. This is about permanent transformation. This is about becoming supernatural, about stepping beyond the limitations of your past and into the quantum field of infinite possibilities. Are you ready? Because once you understand this and truly apply it, there's no going back to your old self. The next 3 days will create ripples in your consciousness that will expand into waves of transformation in every area of your life. Let's look at what's really happening in your brain right now. Every morning you wake up, and within the first few minutes, your mind starts its familiar pattern. You're thinking the same thoughts you thought yesterday and the day before and the day before that. These aren't random thoughts. They're a program running automatically, shaping your entire reality. Here's what's really going on. So your brain processes about 60,000 to 70,000 thoughts.
So I'm just going to stop that for a second so we could kind of take a breather of what he's saying. I hope you all are actually hearing that right now. Let me do a bit of read up here. I'm new to this, so bear with me. Yeah. Okay. So far no one's complaining. I think everyone can share what he's saying, and I think everyone is kind of following what's going on. About reprogramming your mindset, reprogramming your own brain, reprogramming your subconscious, your consciousness, your psyche. And he's actually telling you this is scientific. It's not, fairy tale or anything. It's proven science. And when you whatever information, we're kind of like a computer. we have programming, we have the softwares within us, we have the hardware, which is the physical self. This is like the hardware, and then we have like the motherboard. We have all those things. We have the brain, which has like the motherboard, and then you need to have the neurons and the electricity going through it, which are kind of like what the softwares fire down, and then you have the programs within that software that will tell you do this, or this is how I respond to this, or once this happens, this is my response, or this is my reaction, and that can be reprogrammed, that can be programmed, that can be changed into what will benefit you the best, into the type of life that you would like to live, the type of life that you would like to see yourself having. So he has like a powerful tool, and he wants to kind of say this about how you can transform yourself, what are the best times to do this. And I'm just going to let him say some more. And you guys just let me know if there's anything at all.
Thoughts every single day. But here's the shocking part. 90 of those thoughts are exactly the same as the ones you had yesterday. You're literally thinking yourself into the same life day after day through this automatic minute. Your negative self-talk isn't just words in your head. When you tell yourself, I'm not ready, I can't afford it, I'm not smart enough, your body believes every word. Your brain releases stress chemicals. Your genes express themselves differently. Your immune system changes, your energy drops. All because of words you're saying to yourself, probably without even realizing it. Think about this. Every time you have a thought, you make a chemical. If you have a fearful thought, your brain releases stress hormones like cortisol and adrenaline. If you have an angry thought, different chemicals flood your system. Your thoughts are literally creating your biological state. And here's the critical part. Your body doesn't know the difference between an actual experience and an experience you're just thinking about. You've been unconsciously conditioning your body to become addicted to these negative emotional states. That's why change feels so hard. Your body is literally fighting to maintain these familiar chemical states, even though they're making you miserable. It's like being addicted to your own personal pharmacy of emotions. Your limiting beliefs aren't facts. They're just thoughts you've thought so many times that they've become hardwired into your neural circuitry. I'm not good with money, relationships always end badly for me. I'll never lose weight. These aren't truths. They're just neural networks that have become strengthened through repetition. Every time you repeat these thoughts, you're reinforcing these neural pathways. It's like walking the same path through a field of grass. The more you walk it, the more defined the path becomes. Your brain is literally shaped by your habitual thinking. This is why most people keep creating the same life circumstances over and over. They're thinking the same thoughts, feeling the same emotions, and therefore attracting the same experiences. But here's the incredible thing about your brain. It's adaptable. Scientists call this neuroplasticity. Your brain is constantly wiring itself based on your thoughts and experiences. This means you're not stuck with your current neural pathways. You can create new ones. You can literally think yourself into a new state of being. The problem is most people wait for something in their outer world to change before they change their inner dialogue. They want to feel confident before they start talking to themselves confidently. They want to see success before they start thinking like a successful person. But that's backwards. Your external reality is a reflection of your internal dialogue. Your repetitive thoughts are creating your future.
Right. So I'm going to stop that there, because that's exactly what I was talking about. Whereby I had to change from seeing is believing to believing is seeing, and he's saying like most people wait until they see something, until something happens before they start changing, and that is backwards. So it's exactly the same thing. That is backwards. You kind of have to change yourself without the exterior or the external environment telling you it's happened. You have to go there as if it's happened within you. So you have to emit that change. I have it on my t-shirt, be the change you want to see in the world. And it's kind of like the world itself is a mirror. And if you're looking at a mirror and the mirror is frowning, who's really frowning? Like the outside world is the mirror that is reflecting back what you are actually emitting, how you are. So for you to get the man in the mirror to smile, you have to smile. You can't say you're frowning. I need you to smile. I need you to smile. Why are you frowning? And you're frowning. It will never smile. So it's you kind of have to do that yourself. You have to go there. And once you're there, your external world starts reflecting that. You're kind of like a projector to your external world. You're projecting whatever is happening to you. Whatever's happening to you outside, you've already imbued inside. You've already felt that way. You've already done things. You've already thought that way. You've already believed in that way. Your perceptions are already there. You're just like a projector. So whatever is outside is actually coming from your inside. It happens within you, first of all. This is why on I think the spiritual or religious side, they say as above so below. They say whatever is manifesting in the physical has already happened in the spiritual, which is for scientists, the spiritual is the quantum world. That's the energetic world. So scientists are actually reaching that same truth. At the moment, we're seeing where spirituality and science are actually merging together at this point. So I'm going to let him keep talking. So for me, it changed to believing, and then I'm seeing it.
Right now, in this moment, your self-talk is either programming you for success or programming you for more of the same. There's no neutral ground. Every thought is either moving you toward what you want or keeping you stuck where you are. This is why becoming aware of your current mental state is so crucial. You can't change what you're not aware of.
Okay, so now to be aware of yourself, or of that's the why I keep going back to know thyself. To know, it means know how you function, know your habits, know what is happening within you. When you can figure that out, you would see when you are actually, I say there is the bad wolf and the good wolf. When you're actually feeding the bad wolf, because these things happen to us subconsciously, we just react. But if we were to take a little bit of time and patience and take a break and watch ourselves and see how we are reacting to things, as opposed to defending the way we are, if let's say we've gotten out of the victimhood of, it's the outside, it's the external. Like I said, the external is just a mirror. It's just telling you what you are really. So you can't really blame the outside to say it's the fault. So if you're still in victimhood, then you're kind of stuck there. But then you need a lot of love, you need a lot of compassion, or a lot of things to it's kind of like oil, the machine is gritty right there and it's not moving. It needs a lot of oil and to get it rolling again, and then that person comes away from depression and sees life again. Okay, now I'm interested in life again, and now I'm gonna start doing this. And once you can do that, you can start claiming your empowerment. But if you're stuck in victimhood, it's impossible. You're kind of seeing it the opposite way. But at the same time, let me just go back to what you're saying. How many times, do you catch how many times will you catch yourself actually with negative thoughts? You need to be able to find yourself doing that. And once you can find yourself doing that, the fact that you found yourself doing that, the awareness would start the process of change. Would be like, whoa, I'm doing this again. Okay. That pause right there has started the change. It means you're now looking the other way. It's a polarity. Once you can catch it, it means you're now looking the other way. That's empowerment on its own. So we don't have to worry and think, how do I do this? What do I do after I see it? No, it's actually the process is taking effect by itself. Automatically it takes effect. Your awareness and your attention is what is paramount. I think I have that on this t-shirt as well. Your attention is paramount. And I'm going to send the words of this t-shirt when I'm done. I stumble on all these things and all these truths that were very powerful, and benefits a lot. So I put it on t-shirts and stuff like that. So once you can see that and you can see your good habits and you reinforce that, you continue to do that. And when you see your bad habits, the ones you feel, oh my God, and then you just make the decision that I want to change that. And then you keep trying to do that. And then that's the reprogramming of yourself and reprogramming of your belief system, reprogramming of the programs that you took. Basically, if we have an AI or cyborg or whatever, you've watched their movies and it's like, program me, they're just neutral, they want information. And so we took in all this information as we were growing, from little to now. So it is time for you, if you're about that, to want to see this change, for you to start looking at this and then start doing the processes to get it changed. And this is another reason why I advise meditation. Meditation helps you to find your awareness, and to stop the whole process and to re-energize yourself. And then once you can see, and then you can kind of see with a bird's eye view then. And you can also do this with mindfulness. What he's going to do now, the tool he's going to use is a form of mindfulness, where you could do this anytime and just realize it. So I'm going to get back to him so he can give you guys some more information on this.
And awareness is the first step to breaking free from these automated patterns that have been running your life on autopilot. So let me show you what happens in your brain when you begin to direct your self-talk with purpose and intention. There's a principle in neuroscience that says neurons that fire together wire together. This means every time you think a thought, you're either strengthening existing neural connections or when you start speaking to yourself in a new way, something remarkable happens. Your brain literally begins to reorganize itself. It's like upgrading the operating system of a computer, except this computer is your mind. Every positive thought, every empowering statement you make to yourself isn't just words, it's electrical signals firing in your brain, creating new neural pathways. Let me make this practical. When you wake up tomorrow morning, and instead of saying, I'm tired, or I don't want to get up, you say with conviction, I'm excited about this day, or I'm full of energy, you're not just using different words. You're firing different neural networks. You're activating different genes. You're changing your brain's chemistry. But here's where it gets even more fascinating. Your brain can't tell if you're actually experiencing something or if you're just thinking about it with enough emotional intensity. This is why Olympic athletes can improve their performance just by visualizing their routines. They're literally programming their neural networks through focused mental rehearsal.
Dude.
So,
some people
we got commercials.
Well, others love to hate it. Come on.
Really, I'm gonna go on because I had something to say anyway before the commercial came up. I'll let the commercial play. As I'm saying this, as in when he's saying your brain cannot tell which one is real, whether it's actually happening to you. If you're feeling it right now, you're feeling love, nothing happened outside, and you're feeling this joy for no reason. Your brain is not telling that and saying, oh, this is a lie. No, it's happening to your brain. And really, that goes beyond that. That goes to your subconscious mind, which stores the programs and the belief systems that you're wiring with your brain. Your subconscious mind cannot tell if you're actually lying or not lying. It just says it and it picks it up. It doesn't see lies. Everything is a truth to your subconscious mind. And it just picks it up and it puts it there as a program. So they say be mindful what you let inside, because your subconscious mind will pick up on that and it will store it as a program for you guys to use. And this is something that I put in my book, The Power of Dreams, whereby you're dreaming. I use my dreams, and when I go lucid in my dreams, I use it to actually practice environments and scenarios whereby, I'm going to pause that now for a second, scenarios that I want to test myself. Instead of using this environment, I would use my dream environment. And then whatever happens, maybe I ace it, or I get scared, or I fight, or whatever that is, and I'm aware, like, no, I want to change that. I redo that dream, and then I find myself changing that. And I'm like, okay, I want to be more sincere. I want to be more truthful, or I want to be more, I practice it in my dream. And once I do that, when I get back to this real life reality, as we call it, but I call it another dream. This, I said, this is another dream, but anyways, we can call it the real life reality. Once I'm back here, my subconscious mind stores all that information and programs myself, whereby when a similar situation is happening, I respond like I've responded in my dream, as if I'd already done this before. So I'm like, wow, okay, I remember, okay, yeah, I know what to do. I know the answer to that. I've actually gone through that examination before, and I know the answer. So instead of me reacting like, oh, I don't know what to do, or just reacting of some whatever, and then maybe it's something that doesn't benefit me because of my reaction. No, I've actually practiced that type of scenario in my dream, and my subconscious has already stored the answer that mostly would benefit me. So when it happens here in this real reality, I ace it. So this is the same thing he's saying, where you could actually do that. You don't have to do it in your dream, but that's another landscape to do it. Or you could do it in this real life, and you catch yourself and you practice it. You practice it. You do it again. You do it over and over and over again, and then it gets there as a program, and then it becomes a belief, and then you have a system. You have systems of a system of beliefs, and then that helps to propel this machine we call the I consciousness. So I'm gonna get back to him.
And the more you practice this, the stronger these new frequencies become.
Let's just take it from here.
I am worthy of greatness, or I am capable of extraordinary things. And you feel the truth of those words in every cell of your body. You're not just engaging in positive thinking. You're literally rewiring your neural circuitry and changing your energy field. This is why focused self-talk is so powerful. It's not just about replacing negative thoughts with positive ones. It's about creating a new energetic signature that becomes your new normal. It's about training your brain to fire new patterns that support your desired reality. Think of it like tuning a radio to a new frequency. Right now, your brain is tuned to certain stations based on your habitual thinking. But through focused self-talk, you can tune into new frequencies of abundance, health, success, and joy. And the more you practice this, the stronger these new frequencies become. The key is consistency and emotional intensity. You can't just do this halfway. You need to speak to yourself with such clarity and conviction that your body has no choice but to respond. This is how you begin to create lasting change at the cellular level. Remember, every word you speak to yourself is either reinforcing your current reality or creating a new one. There's no middle ground. You're either using your self-talk to elevate your life, or you're using it to maintain your current circumstances. Let me lay out exactly what you're going to do for these next 3 days. This is your protocol for transformation, and you need to follow it precisely. These 3 days are going to be different from any other days you've lived before, because you're going to be conscious of every word you speak to yourself. Let's start with your morning ritual. The moment you open your eyes, and I mean the very moment before you check your phone, before you think about your problems, before you do anything else, you're going to place your hand on your heart. This physical gesture tells your body it's time for something new. In this state, between sleep and wakefulness, your brain is most receptive to new programming. For the first 20 minutes of your day, you're going to speak to yourself with intentional, powerful words, not just in your head, but in a whisper or soft voice. Today is the day I break free from my past. Today my new life begins. Every cell in my body is awakening to a new possibility. Feel these words. Let them sink into every cell of your body. But during these morning sessions, you must maintain absolute focus. If your mind wanders to your problems or your to-do list, gently bring it back. This isn't meditation. This is active brain programming. You're laying down new neural pathways. You're creating new patterns in your neural circuitry. The afternoon reinforcement, between 2 p.m. and 4 p.m., your brain goes through another receptive period. This is your second window of opportunity. Find a quiet place, your car, an empty office, even a bathroom stall, if you have to. Take 5 minutes to reconnect with your morning declarations. Here's the crucial part. During these afternoon sessions, you're going to add physical movement. As you speak to yourself, walk with purpose. Move your arms with intention. Your body needs to feel these words. Remember, you're not just changing your thoughts, you're changing your entire state of being. throughout the day, you need to catch your automatic negative self-talk. The moment you hear yourself say, I can't, or this is too hard, stop immediately. Replace those words with, I am capable, or I find solutions easily. Don't let a single negative thought slip by unchallenged. Every thought matters. Every word counts. The evening protocol is where the magic of consolidation happens. Between 7 p.m. and 9 p.m., your brain naturally begins to process the day's experiences. This is when you review and reinforce. Sit quietly for 15 minutes. Place your hand on your heart again. Review your day's victories, no matter how small. Speak to yourself with gratitude and anticipation. Tell yourself, today I created new neural pathways. Today I stepped closer to my new reality. Tomorrow will bring even greater transformation. Feel the truth of these words in your body. Let the emotion build. This emotional state is crucial for neural consolidation. Here's why these timing windows are so critical. Your brain operates on natural cycles of peak receptivity. By aligning your self-talk practice with these windows, you're maximizing the impact of every word you speak to yourself. You're working with your brain's natural rhythm instead of against it. During these 3 days, you must maintain what I call state management. This means being constantly aware of your emotional state. If you feel yourself slipping into old patterns, use your breath and take 3 deep breaths and remind yourself, I am in the process of transformation. Every moment is an opportunity to reinforce my new reality. Keep a small notebook with you. Every time you catch yourself in negative self-talk, write it down. Then write down its replacement. This isn't just busy work. This is creating a physical record of your transformation. It's making the invisible visible. Each night before you sleep, review these notes. Speak the new, empowering statements one last time. Let them be the last thoughts in your mind as you drift off to sleep. Your subconscious mind will work with these thoughts all night long. Remember, these 3 days are not about perfection. They're about direction. You might slip back into old patterns of thinking. That's normal. The key is to catch yourself faster each time and redirect your self-talk immediately. This is a full immersion experience. You're not just changing a few thoughts. You're creating a new neural architecture. You're building new neural networks that...
Okay, see that, the key is to the way you repeat that, the key, when you catch yourself, just keep at it. There is no failure in this. You're already a winner as you're actually doing it. You're already a winner. So the idea is for you to repeat it a whole lot of times, and then like he's saying, you're reconstructing your neural pathways, so the scientists have the lingo for this. I'm just following suit, but I know you understand what I'm saying.
Will support your new reality. Every word you speak to yourself during these 3 days is either reinforcing this new architecture or falling back into old patterns. Don't underestimate the power of these specific time windows. They're like portals of opportunity where your brain is most receptive to new programming. Use them fully. Make every moment count. These 3 days can literally reshape your brain's circuitry if you follow this protocol with unwavering. Let's talk about what's actually happening in your body when you begin this new pattern of self-talk. This isn't just a mental exercise.
Okay.
You're literally...
Just before he goes on that, so you guys know the time that he gave for this to work. Like when you wake up in the morning, I always advise that the moment you wake up in the morning, before you change your state from the sleep state into this awake state, that window, that is one of the, for me, I say that is one of the best opportunity of time, because I use that a lot. And I make sure I own that time. And I make sure, everything that I want to program in my head, in my world, in myself, it has to be programmed within my energies first, and then I will see it outside. That's the most powerful time for me. And, I would use it. I would stay there. I would make sure I'm in gratitude. I will make sure, I'm in joy. I will make sure there is love and there's peace. Before I get engaged with anything at all, like emails or work or what do I have to do, I don't even remember or want to know what I'm going to do that day. I just want to know that I am loved, I'm loving. I just want to know that I am lucky, I am blessed. I want to know that I am appreciating my creator for the way I am and everything I have. I want to just be in that place. I want to feel love. I want to feel like I'm in the bosom of of my creator, and just like, and enjoy that. I'm like, oh, this life is so beautiful and wonderful. And when I have that honey in me and around me, when I become that, then I'm like, oh, when I've had enough, like, oh, okay, so, and then I have this zest for life, like, so what is it? What next? So I'm now excited to be like, bring it on. Like, I want to go into this adventure of life or reality, whatever I call it. What is it? I'm coming out of my shades. Like, I really want to get out there. And then I start attaching to, I have this work to do. I have this email to do. And then it's not effort for me anymore. It's kind of like fun. It's like, wow, I can't wait to do that with this empowerment that I have right now, with this awareness that I have, with this joy that I have, with this fun I have within me. So it's a very powerful time that you could form yourself. And it looks like we're just clay in that morning time. But if it happens that, something just comes up and sometimes you're trying to do this and something will come and test you and just pour the whole thing. Nigerians will say, pour sansan inside my gari. Straight away, boom, before anything. And then you're like, oh my God. And then you're already in heavyweight and you're in a negative mode of feeling already. That's fine. Don't worry about it. You're aware. You can catch it the next day. You can catch it the next time. As long as you eventually get to start doing that and you start reprogramming yourself and empowering yourself, and that's one of the time in the morning when you wake up. And then he also said, I think around 2:00, 2 to 3. And then he now said the evening time, which is 7 to 8. I think that's what he said. I'm going to post this video. I'm going to put this link also when I'm actually doing the video. I think I'm going to do the video, post it on the YouTube and podcast. I would also post it on TikTok as well. I know I have this one, but it's going on live, but I will still post this on TikTok for all of you. So let's get back to the video and see what's left.
Changing your biology with every word you speak to yourself. Your body is a complex chemical factory, and your thoughts are the factory manager. When you achieve heart-brain coherence through positive self-talk, something remarkable happens. Your heart starts producing a rhythmic pattern that scientists can measure. This isn't metaphorical, it's measurable electromagnetic energy. Your heart actually has its own nervous system, sending more signals to your brain than your brain sends to your heart. When you place your hand on your heart and speak to yourself with kindness and power, your heart rhythm becomes more ordered, more coherent. This coherent state sends signals to your brain that say all is well. Your brain responds by reducing the production of stress hormones like cortisol and adrenaline. This is why you feel a physical sense of calm and power when you speak to yourself with intention. But it goes even deeper. As your stress hormones decrease, your body starts producing what I call the chemicals of possibility: dopamine, serotonin, oxytocin, and endorphins. These aren't just feel-good chemicals. They're signals that tell your genes to express themselves differently. You're literally changing your genetic expression through your self-talk. Think about this. Every cell in your body has receptors that respond to these chemicals. When you tell yourself, I am powerful, I am capable, I am worthy, you're not just saying words, you're creating a cascade of biological changes. Your cells begin to vibrate at a different frequency. They literally tune themselves to a new energetic signature. This is why people who master their self-talk often report feeling physically different. Their energy changes. Their presence changes. Even their facial expressions change. They're not just thinking differently, they're becoming biologically different. Your cells are always listening to your self-talk. When you consistently speak to yourself with power and purpose, your cells begin to expect these new chemical states. They start to crave the feel-good chemicals instead of the stress chemicals.
So that's one thing there to point out. Your cells are always listening to you. So all the parts of your consciousness, your physical self, your mental self, is always listening to you. There is a leader, there is a captain, that they get the information from, and you are that captain. You, the consciousness, is that captain, and they're always listening to you. So when you say, I am powerful, and you feel powerful, then they start becoming powerful. They start, the captain says we're powerful, so we are powerful. But when you doubt yourself, you say, I can't do this. And they're like, oh, we can't do it. The captain says we can't do it. So they just form to be like incapable of doing whatever it is that you want to do. So if you're able to kind of self-talk yourself into positivity and then feel it and then build it, you are reprogramming yourself in that way, because your other self that you're talking to, which is your body, your cells and everything else, they're listening to you and you're leading them. So this is why it's important to watch how negative we continue to be, how much we complains are one thing. When you complain, the energy of complaint is something telling your cells that they should be disempowered, that they are not worthy, and then the cells and your mind and everything starts becoming that. It's almost like you're cursing yourself. Meanwhile, when you are appreciating and you're like, we have this, you're filled with gratitude. You're actually blessing yourself. So it's kind of like the opposite. So in the negative stems, you're actually putting yourself down, and it does happen. You're programming yourself into that way, and that leads to sickness. It leads to all these other things. Meanwhile, when you're on the positive side of things and you keep reinforcing positive programming and positive sayings to yourself, I can do that. Yes, we can. That's why we all love those slogans, because they feel good. They feel good and they're telling us something, So I'm going to go back to this.
How lasting transformation happens at the cellular level. The energy frequency of your cells changes based on your thoughts and words. When you're in a state of fear or doubt, your cells vibrate at a lower frequency. But when you shift your self-talk to words of power and possibility, your cellular frequency increases. This isn't mystical, it's measurable quantum physics. When your cells vibrate at these higher frequencies, they become more efficient at everything they do. They communicate better, they repair themselves better. They even replicate better. You're literally upgrading your biological software through your self-talk. This is why consistency is so crucial in these 3 days. Every time you catch yourself in negative self-talk and shift to positive, intentional self-talk, you're not just changing your mood, you're changing your biology. You're teaching your cells a new way of being. The reduction in stress hormones also has a profound effect on your immune system. When you're not flooding your body with stress chemicals, your immune system functions better. Your body can focus on repair and regeneration instead of constantly responding to perceived threats. Remember, your body doesn't know the difference between real and imagined stress. When you tell yourself, I can't handle this or this is too much, your body responds as if you're in actual danger. But when you shift your self-talk to, I am capable and I handle challenges with ease, your body responds by creating an internal environment of strength and resilience. You're not just changing your mind, you're changing your entire biological system. Every word you speak to yourself is either moving you toward optimal cellular function or away from it. There is no neutral self-talk. Every internal dialogue is creating biological change. Let me tell you something vital. When you start this new pattern of self-talk, your body is going to fight you. You'll feel uncomfortable. You'll feel fake. Your mind will try to pull you back to your familiar patterns. This isn't weakness. This is your body's chemical addiction to your old emotional states. Your body has become addicted to your familiar emotional patterns. It's been getting regular doses of certain chemicals, stress, worry, self-doubt, and like any addict, it's going to demand its fix. When you start feeding it new chemicals through your new self-talk, it's going to resist. This resistance isn't just psychological. It's biological. In these moments of discomfort, remind yourself, this feeling of resistance is actually a sign that change is happening. It's like muscle soreness after a workout. It means you're breaking down old patterns to build new ones. The discomfort you feel is the sensation of your neural networks reorganizing themselves. You might hear a voice in your head saying, this isn't working, or you're fooling yourself. Recognize this for what it is, your old programming fighting to survive. Your old self-talk patterns are like deeply worn paths in your brain. When you try to create new paths, the old ones will call to you. They'll feel more comfortable, more familiar, right? Here's what's really happening. Every time you resist the pull of your old emotional addiction and stick with your new self-talk, you're strengthening new neural pathways. You're literally building a new brain. The discomfort you feel is temporary. It's the labor pain of your new self being born. Watch for the signs of transformation. They might be subtle at first. You might notice you're sleeping better. Your energy might shift. You might find yourself spontaneously sitting straighter, breathing deeper. These are signs that your new self-talk is taking root at a biological level.
All right. That's another point there, another thing to watch out for, because once you start making these transformations, your self, your old self, or your old way of being would sense that you are actually living it. You're becoming something else. You're becoming someone new. You're becoming that change, that positive side that he's saying, the positive affirmation, the positive programming, the positive the positive ways. And it does not want to vanish. It does not want to die. It wants to keep being there. So it's going to try to get you to stop that. It's going to give you all the reasons. It's going to, you're going to see yourself finding this is not working. This doesn't even make any sense. What are you doing? I still feel that it doesn't work. And that's the time for you to really be stubborn on the other side. This is where your devotion and conviction of wanting to change, how determined you are, this is where that will show up. There's a lot of people may not be that determined, and then they go back to the old patterns and the old ways. But if this is like a do or die thing for you, you will stick to that positivity and just look for the subtle changes that he's saying, the positive subtle changes that maybe you're sleeping better. Just stay there. You don't have to get this monumental change all at once, because remember, Rome wasn't built in one day. It was built brick by brick, so it has to be moment by moment. And the programming, the way you got there, it took a whole lot of years. It took a whole lot of time for you to become what you don't want to be right now. So you have to reprogram, and it takes a lot of repetition. So just be patient with that, stick to it, and just keep going. And keep going on the positive side. Your negative side is going to fight back, so be aware. But you got the power. You got the power. It's fighting because it can see that the consciousness, you're taking away the power from that programming, from that place. You're going into something new. So he would just fight for its life. It will keep throwing everything at you, and you just got to take it. You just got to, okay, I'm changing. Okay, I understand it. Okay, that sounds great. That sounds reasonable. But there's another reasonability here to polarity. The two polarity sides are reasonable. Which one do you want to stay in? Do you want to stay in the positive reasonability, or do you want to stay in the negative reasonability? So both negative and positive are both truth. Both of them are truths. That's one fact. So which one do you want to be in? Which one is more beneficial for you? And then that will tell, and you just got to stay on that side. So I just wanted to buttress what he was saying. All right. Let me get back to it.
Wall of doubt you'll hit around day 2 isn't a sign to stop. It's a sign you're breaking through. This is when your body's emotional addiction is fighting hardest. This is when you might feel tired, irritable, even want to quit, push through. This resistance is your old identity dying and your new identity being born. You'll know transformation is happening when you start catching your negative self-talk faster, when you find yourself automatically redirecting to positive, empowering self-talk without conscious effort. This is your new neural pathways getting stronger. This is your new programming taking hold. Remember, discomfort is temporary, but transformation is permanent. Every time you feel resistance and choose your new self-talk anyway, you're not just changing your thoughts, you're changing your brain's physical structure. You're literally becoming a different person at the cellular level. The key is to stay committed, especially when it feels hardest. When every fiber of your being wants to go back to old patterns, that's when you're on the verge of breakthrough. That's when transformation is closest. Don't let temporary discomfort rob you of permanent change. This isn't about feeling good all the time. It's about staying committed to your new self-talk even when you don't feel good. That's what creates lasting change. That's what builds permanent new neural pathways. That's what transforms your biology forever. When you transform your self-talk, you're not just changing yourself. You're changing the entire field of possibilities around you. This isn't just personal development. It's quantum transformation that affects every aspect of your life and everyone around you. Watch what happens in your relationships. When you speak to yourself differently, you show up differently. People will begin to respond to you in new ways. They'll sense the shift in your energy before you even speak. Your presence alone will begin to influence rooms you walk into. This isn't magic. It's the power of coherent energy affecting your quantum field. In your professional life, opportunities will begin to appear that weren't there before. Not because the world changed, but because your new self-talk has attuned you to possibilities you were blind to before. You'll find yourself making decisions with more clarity, speaking with more authority, leading with more confidence. Your new internal dialogue creates new external realities. Your health will begin to shift too. When you change your self-talk, you change your stress response. Your immune system strengthens. Your sleep deepens. Your digestion improves. People often report that chronic conditions they've struggled with for years begin to shift. This isn't strengthens. Your sleep deepens. Your digestion improves. People often report that chronic conditions they've struggled with for years begin to shift. This isn't affects the field of infinite possibilities around you. Every thought you think, every word you speak to yourself sends ripples through the quantum field. You become a broadcast antenna transmitting new frequencies that attract corresponding experiences and opportunities. You'll start noticing synchronicities, meaningful coincidences that seem to support your new way of being. The right people will show up. The right opportunities will appear. Doors will open that you didn't even know existed. This isn't luck, it's quantum mechanics in action. You're literally tuning yourself to a new frequency of possibility. Your new self-talk isn't just changing your mind. It's changing the very fabric of your reality. You're no longer the same person who started this process. Your DNA is expressing itself differently. Your energy field is vibrating differently. You're becoming someone who naturally attracts different experiences. This is why this work is so crucial. You're not just changing your life. You're changing the field of possibilities for everyone around you. Your transformation becomes a catalyst for others. Your new way of being creates a template that makes it easier for others to transform too. This is how real change happens in the world. One person's transformed self-talk at a time. Right now, in this moment, you stand at the threshold of transformation. Not tomorrow, not next week, but right now. Every moment you wait is a moment you're reinforcing your old patterns. Every second you delay is a second you're choosing your old self over your new possibilities. Tomorrow morning, when you open your eyes, you have a choice to make. Will you fall back into your old patterns of self-talk, or will you begin the most important conversation of your life? The one that will literally reshape your brain, rewrite your biology, and reconstruct your reality. Here's exactly what you'll do. The moment you wake up, before your feet touch the floor, place your hand on your heart. Feel its rhythm. Take 3 deep breaths and begin your new dialogue with yourself. These words, with every ounce of conviction you possess. Today I step into my new reality. Today my thoughts create my new future. Today I become the person I know I can be. Don't just say these words, feel them in every cell of your body. Let them vibrate through your being. Let them shake loose everything that no longer serves you. Your old stories, your old limitations, your old self-talk, let them fall away like autumn leaves making way for new growth. The universe is waiting for you to make this decision. The quantum field is ready to respond to your new energy signature. Every cell in your body is poised to begin this transformation, but you must take the first step. You must begin this new conversation with yourself. Think about where you'll be 3 days from now. Think about who you'll be. Think about how different your world will look when you've rewired your brain with 3 days of intentional, powerful self-talk. Think about the ripple effects this will have in every area of your life. This isn't just about changing your thoughts. This is about changing your destiny. This is about stepping into the version of yourself that you've always known was possible. This is about becoming the person who naturally attracts success, health, love, and abundance. The time is now. Not after this session ends. Not after you've prepared more. Not after you feel ready. Now. Begin this new conversation with yourself now. Let this be the moment you look back on and say, that's when everything changed. That's when I began to create my new reality. Your new life is waiting. Your new self is calling. Your new reality is ready. All that's required is for you to begin this conversation with yourself right now. In this moment, let's begin.
Okay, there you have it, Dr. Joe Dispenza. You can look him up. There's a lot of videos that he's doing. He's doing wonders with his walk. There's a lot of things they're doing. A lot of people are achieving healing, are getting healed. Physical ailments are leaving them when they get into that quantum walk. They're actually literally changing their physicality. And not only physicality, this is for your mind. This is for your state of mind. This is your awareness. This is, this can help depression. This can help anything. This can help you, get to walk in the place that you would like to walk. If you don't like where you're walking, this can, whatever you want to achieve, how balanced, however you want to become, this can help you out. So I hope you guys enjoy that. I have a video and I'm going to post that in. And, just after all this, you can all take a breather. Take everything in. I'll put a bit of music. Just to get us to that vibrational balance where we can assimilate everything, and then at your own time, you could find your space, find your peace, your balance, and allow all the information to just integrate in you in their own time. Take your time with it. I wish you well. I wish you the best as you're doing this. After this, I'm gonna go into my own meditation, and then my son is waiting in the kitchen. I would figure out what he's doing and prepare him for school tomorrow, and go about my day-to-day. But first of all, I will take a quick meditation, maybe 10-15 minutes to do that. And I will give you guys this gift of, since we started with vibrations, frequencies of sound, I'm going to give you some toning sounds that would help balance you as well, and which will balance me, myself. And then we would close these podcast. I am calling it a podcast. Evolution from Within. And I would say this is like the third episode. It's just coming up, and as intuition and as greater consciousness calls for it. And I know there are people out there who are calling for this, and that is making me be in a place to bring this to you. So thank you for doing that. I thank myself for being in a place to be able to do this as well. And I thank Grounded Consciousness for allowing us the space and blessings of everything for us to get this done. Okay. Much love to you all. Let's see. Something happening over there. Okay. All right. Okay. I think the live is ending pretty soon. So, I love you all. Namaste.